The study of nervous systems. Welcome to the world of neurobiology, the study of nervous systems. In this video, we will explore the fascinating world of neurons, synapses, and neurotransmitters, and how they work together to create the complex network that is the nervous system. The nervous system is responsible for controlling and coordinating all the functions of the body, from the simplest reflexes to the most complex thoughts and behaviors. It is made up of two main parts, the central nervous system CNS and the peripheral nervous system PNS. The CNS consists of the brain and spinal cord, while the PNS includes all the nerves that extend from the CNS to the rest of the body. Together, they work to receive, process, and respond to information from the environment. At the heart of the nervous system are neurons, specialized cells that transmit electrical and chemical signals throughout the body. Each neuron is made up of three main parts, the cell body, dendrites, and axon. The cell body contains the nucleus and other organelles that keep the neuron alive and functioning. Dendrites are short, branching extensions that receive signals from other neurons, while the axon is a long, thin fiber that carries signals away from the cell body to other neurons or muscles. The space between neurons is called a synapse, and it is here that neurotransmitters are released to transmit signals from one neuron to another. These neurotransmitters can either excite or inhibit the receiving neuron, depending on the type of signal being transmitted. In the next segment, we will explore the different types of neurons and how they work together to create the complex network that is the nervous system. The study of nervous systems. There are three main types of neurons: sensory neurons, motor neurons, and interneurons. Sensory neurons are responsible for detecting and transmitting information from the environment to the CNS. They are found in the PNS and have specialized receptors that respond to different types of stimuli, such as light, sound, touch, and temperature. Motor neurons, on the other hand, are responsible for transmitting signals from the CNS to muscles and glands, allowing us to move and respond to our environment. They are also found in the PNS and are divided into two types, somatic motor neurons and autonomic motor neurons. Somatic motor neurons control voluntary movements, such as walking and talking, while autonomic motor neurons control involuntary movements, such as heart rate and digestion. Interneurons are found in the CNS and are responsible for processing and integrating information from sensory neurons and sending signals to motor neurons. They are the most numerous type of neuron and are essential for complex thought processes and behaviors. In addition to these three main types of neurons, there are also specialized neurons, such as mirror neurons, which are involved in empathy and social behavior, and pacemaker neurons, which control the rhythm of certain bodily functions. Together, these different types of neurons work together to create the complex network that is the nervous system. In the next segment, we will explore how neurons communicate with each other through synapses and neurotransmitters. The study of nervous systems. As we mentioned earlier, the space between neurons is called a synapse, and it is here that neurotransmitters are released to transmit signals from one neuron to another. When an action, potential, or electrical signal reaches the end of an axon, it triggers the release of neurotransmitters into the synapse. These neurotransmitters then bind to receptors on the dendrites of the receiving neuron, causing a change in the electrical potential of the receiving neuron. Depending on the type of neurotransmitter and the receptors it binds to, this change in electrical potential can either excite or inhibit the receiving neuron. Excitatory neurotransmitters, such as glutamate, increase the likelihood that the receiving neuron will fire an action potential, while inhibitory neurotransmitters, such as GABA, decrease the likelihood of firing an action potential. The balance between excitatory and inhibitory signals is crucial for proper functioning of the nervous system. Too much excitation can lead to seizures and other neurological disorders, while too much inhibition can lead to depression and other mood disorders. Neurotransmitters are also involved in a wide range of behaviors and emotions, such as pleasure, reward, and motivation. For example, dopamine is a neurotransmitter that is involved in the reward pathway of the brain and is released in response to pleasurable experiences such as eating or socializing. However, imbalances in neurotransmitter levels can also lead to neurological and psychiatric disorders such as Parkinson's disease, schizophrenia, and depression. In the next segment, we will explore the different regions and functions of the brain and how they work together to create our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. The study of nervous systems. The brain is the most complex organ in the body and is responsible for controlling and coordinating all the functions of the nervous system. It is divided into several regions, each with its own specialized functions. The cerebral cortex is the outermost layer of the brain and is responsible for many of our high cognitive functions, such as thinking, reasoning, and problem solving. It is divided into four main lobes: the frontal lobe, parietal lobe, temporal lobe, and occipital lobe. The frontal lobe is responsible for decision-making, planning, and problem-solving, while the parietal lobe is responsible for processing sensory information, such as touch and temperature. The temporal lobe is involved in hearing and language processing, while the occipital lobe is responsible for processing visual information. The limbic system is a group of structures in the brain that are involved in emotions, motivation, and memory. It includes the amygdala, hippocampus, and hypothalamus, among others. The amygdala is involved in processing emotions, particularly fear and aggression, while the hippocampus is involved in memory formation and retrieval. The hypothalamus is responsible for regulating many of our bodily functions, such as hunger, thirst, and body temperature. The brainstem is the oldest and most primitive part of the brain and is responsible for regulating many of our automatic functions, such as breathing and heart rate. It is also involved in sleep and arousal. Finally, the cerebellum is a small structure located at the back of the brain and is responsible for coordinating movement and balance. All of these different regions of the brain work together to create our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. However, imbalances or damage to any of these regions can lead to neurological and psychiatric disorders, such as Alzheimer's disease, anxiety disorders, and schizophrenia. In the final segment, we will explore some of the current research and advancements in the field of neurobiology, and how they may impact our understanding of the nervous system in the future. The study of nervous systems. The field of neurobiology is constantly evolving, with new research and advancements being made every day. One area of current research is the study of neuroplasticity, or the brain's ability to change and adapt in response to experience. Studies have shown that the brain can reorganize itself in response to injury or disease, and that certain activities, such as learning a new skill or playing a musical instrument, can lead to changes in the brain's structure and function. Another area of research is the study of the microbiome gut-brain axis, or the connection between the bacteria in our gut and our brain function. Studies have shown that the microbiome can influence our mood, behavior, and even our risk for neurological disorders. Advancements in technology have also allowed for new ways of studying the nervous system, such as functional magnetic resonance imaging fMRI and optogenetics. fMRI allows researchers to see which areas of the brain are active during certain tasks or experiences, while optogenetics allows for the manipulation of specific neurons using light. These advancements have the potential to greatly improve our understanding of the nervous system and lead to new treatments for neurological and psychiatric disorders. In conclusion, the study of neurobiology is a fascinating and complex field that has the potential to greatly impact our understanding of the nervous system and how it affects our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. As research and technology continue to advance, we can look forward to new discoveries and advancements in this exciting field.